आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Dear viewers, don't you think the indulgence of Rahul Gandhi by some people that he's after all a child? He's a very young man, he's very young, he's inexperienced. Someday he will grow up. Don't you think that indulgence has gone on for far too long, for just far too long? After all, he has been made the leader of the opposition of the largest democracy in the world, the 4th largest economy in the world. And I just wish to say today that instead of making any observations, I will play a soundbite. And when you hear, and I heard the way Rahul Gandhi was speaking, and I was extremely concerned. Not by the way he's speaking, the absence of content, is because something does not seem right about him. How do I put it, viewers? We are concerned about his behavioral pattern. After all, he is holding the position of leader of the opposition. It's not the fact that here's a 56-year-old man trying to behave like Gen Z, which he's not. It is about the decorum. It is about the lack of grace. It is about the zero trace of seriousness, zero application of mind. And this has now reached a position where he makes comments which go into 1, 2, sometimes 3 minutes, which make absolutely no sense. And somewhere the expressions, the way of behaving, it's, to put it simply, viewers, no comment from me tonight. He's not behaving in a, not appropriate, he's not behaving normally. I'll restrict, he's not behaving in a normal way. There's something very seriously wrong here. Listen to this clip and find out whether you can make any head or tail or sense of what he's saying. Here is Rahul Gandhi.
Lots of people now in India, youngsters, do martial arts. MMA is becoming very popular. Judo is there, Jiu-Jitsu is there, many different types of martial arts. And जो मार्शल आर्ट की जो फाउंडेशन होती है स्पीकर सर, वो ग्रिप से शुरू होती है. जब हम शुरुआत करते हैं, हम ओपोनेंट पर ग्रिप लेते हैं, ग्रिप लेने की कोशिश करते हैं. ग्रिप नहीं होती है तो कुछ नहीं होता है.
ये तो अच्छी बात कह रहे हैं, लेकिन
बोले तो नहीं है
इसको अच्छी बात कह रहे हैं. हम उनको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं.
तो शुरुआत ग्रिप से होती है सर, और लक्ष्य होता है कि ग्रिप के एकदम आने के बाद चोक में जाए, कि पहले ग्रिप ली, दूसरी ग्रिप ली और फिर एकदम चोक में जाए. चोक में गया, पकड़ लिया, और चोक का फोकस गला होता है. तो हम बजट की बात कर रहे हैं थोड़ा, तो फोकस बजट पे ही बात हो रही है. आ रहा हूं. तो
राष्ट्रपति के भाषण पे नहीं बोले थे, वो बात भी बोल ले रहे हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
थैंक यू. तो पूरा फोकस ग्रिप पे होता है. ग्रिप से लड़ाई शुरू होती है और ग्रिप से हम चोक में जाते हैं. सर, करते हुए जब आदमी के हाथ में चोक आ जाता है, ग्रैपलिंग में जो ओपोनेंट होता है उसकी आंख में दिख जाता है कि बात समझ आ जाती है कि अब मैंने इसको पकड़ लिया है. और होता क्या है सर, वो रेजिस्ट करता है, पहले 2-3 बार ऐसे रेजिस्ट करता है और फिर उसको भी पता लग जाता है कि मैं गया, और फिर वो वहां पे बात खत्म हो जाती है और फिर वो सरेंडर करके ऐसे टैप कर देता है सर। ये सेंटर पीस है सर मार्शल आर्ट्स का। ग्रिप से चोक और चोक से टैप। और ये आप किसी भी एमएमए वाले से पूछ लो, किसी भी जूडो वाले से पूछ लो, काम ग्रिप से शुरू होता है सर। ग्रिप राजनीति में होती है सर, ग्रिप बिजनेस में होती है, पॉलिटिक्स में होती है सर। जुजित्सु में ग्रिप दिखती है, दिखता है हाथ कहां है, चोक कैसे लग रहा है सर, राजनीति में नहीं दिखती। कहां किसने ग्रिप ले रखी है, चोक कहां लग रहा है, वो दिखता नहीं है सर, छुपा रहता है। तो दैट इज द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट।
Now, viewers, there are two ways to look at this. One, you should look at the faces of the Congress leaders behind Rahul Gandhi. They are concerned. They have increasingly realized that this is not funny anymore, that this man is leading them to ruin, to disaster. One way of looking at it is like stand-up comedy, that this is pure stand-up comedy by Rahul Gandhi. Once again, he's a good entertainer, he's funny, but this is not funny because he's holding the position of leader of the opposition. You are paying for his house, his salary, everything. But more importantly, viewers, if Rahul Gandhi's every presence in parliament will be a form of stand-up comedy, this man is 56 years old, 4 years older than Narendra Modi was when he became the Chief Minister of Gujarat at the age of 52. This man has had 7 straight losses in assembly elections, and he's the chosen leader of the India Alliance. The behavioral issues with Rahul Gandhi are not just of the moment. He's done many things in the past. Many things. Ladies and gentlemen, he's blown flying kisses. He's done that hug thing. Then he's done a wink thing. Then he has gone and hugged some person in a rally and asked him about his caste. And he's also got into a physical fight in Parliament. So, ladies and gentlemen, essentially the point here is tonight is this, that we as a nation have to decide, do we have a right to recall a person as leader of the opposition? We don't. But the members of the opposition do. After his speech today and the way in which he has behaved with whatever he said there about jujitsu, remember this is supposed to be the leader of opposition's response to the finance bill, to the budget, and you're talking about taekwondo, martial arts, jiu-jitsu. It could be that that is all that Rahul Gandhi knows. Entirely possible. But nevertheless, and let me underline, the longer these speeches are made, the bigger the humiliation for people who will see these clips of Parliament and play them outside. So you can look at this as entertainment, or you can look at this as a genuine and serious problem that this man has. Ladies and gentlemen, speech or stand-up comedy, I don't know. But our country deserves better. Much better than that. Let's debate. And on the debate this evening, I want to open this up first by having a brief discussion on the condition of Rahul Gandhi. I'll go into the other issues of which have been raised in the Parliament session also, as in the allegations of opposition leaders that the government has given into the US through the Indo-US trade deal. But Tuhin Sinha and Deepak Reddy from the BJP and TDP respectively, Faizan Kidwai and Priyanka Kakkar of the Samajwadi Party and Aam Aadmi Party respectively, Ratnakar Tripathi of the Congress, and R. Rajagopalan starting the debate. Mr. Tripathi, you must realize now, you saw what I played. Tuhin, you saw what I played. Yeah. Deepak, you saw what I played there, right? That this is not a ordinary matter anymore if this is the pattern of behavior and speech of a person holding the LOP's position. This speech has gone viral because we don't know what the hell is going on now anymore with Rahul Gandhi. You should be concerned too. The Congress leaders sitting behind him were looking extremely concerned when he made that speech. Yeah?
So, am I allowed to speak now?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Please don't interrupt. Please don't interrupt. Yeah, I saw, my God. You are so, during the whole clip, I was looking at your gestures and postures. And suddenly I realized you are a great stand-up comedian, but mute comedian. You can just get us laugh without speaking a word, Dr. Goswami. You should choose this. One more profession of mute comedian, stand-up comedian. And the Yujutsu he was talking about, this is all about Mahabharata. Right? And let me again quote one thing. This is all about Mahabharata. And the politics is about Mahabharata. The first sloka of Mahabharata is Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samveta, Yujutsava. Mahamaka Pandavas Chaiva, Kim Kurvata Sanjay. So he didn't say a wrong thing. He was just, you just placed half or 1/4 clip. He was drawing a parallel that how US, or rather Trump, has made a grip on Narendra Modi, not India, Narendra Modi. He says, oh, I will destroy, I don't want to destroy his career. There is nothing. You plead after 7 days, please get the committed word replaced by intent. He replaces
okay.
it.
So
Okay.
now I want a response to that.
I
Ratnakar, I gave you the opening remark, and I now wish to take it further as a matter of concern we have here, because you see, if you want to, and let me say this, that if you wish to critique the Indo-US trade deal, it's good, you should. I met Union Minister Piyush Goyal on Sunday evening in the Commerce Ministry. I asked him 15 straight questions on whether they were giving up on Russian oil. But let me tell you, Ratnakar Tripathi, let me tell you, sir, that you are entitled to a critique, but it is the manner, everyone, it's the manner in which you speak, it is the content which you have, it is your ability to articulate the content which is really expected. You can't behave like that, I'm sorry, in Parliament. This is the Parliament of India. I'm sorry, it's gone a bit too far. No, you are entitled to make a fool of yourself, but that is inappropriate. Please, let me please get Tuin on that. Tuin?
You are talking about the leader of opposition.
Yes, I am, and I'm getting increasingly concerned about the behavior of the leader of the opposition.
It is not a charity. He has earned it.
Arnab, you are Arnab.
Leader of opposition, and people believe it.
He has earned his lunacy. What are you talking, Mr. Ratnakar? Please allow me to speak. Arnab, can I have my 2 minutes, please? Arnab, today Rahul Gandhi's politics borders on lunacy. When he talks about grip, choke, and tap politics, that seems to be a euphemism for his fakery. The fakery which he has consistently employed in the last 10 days, disrupting what would have been one of the most productive parliament sessions, where enlightening debates, where enriching debate would have, served the country a lot of good. But this has been disrupted solely by one frustrated entity, first, who broke all rules to quote from an unpublished book. Then he said that I trust General Narwane over Penguin. And when General Narwane says that Penguin is right, he disappeared, and today I don't know what he was doing in Parliament, but clearly Rahul Gandhi is not in...
No, we are only concerned. I'll go into the other issue. I wish to assure everyone. I wish to assure everyone that I wish to have a debate on whether the government compromised in any way with the Indo-US trade deal. But I'll spend the first 5 minutes on observations on Rahul Gandhi's behavior. Rajagopalan, you saw that.
Allow me to complete.
Rajagopalan, you saw that.
Yes.
He wants to
Arnab,
convert
very well.
Parliament into...
Rajagopalan.
For years, not 1 or 2. Never seen a opposition leader. I had the opportunity to see Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, Sushma Swaraj, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, even Sonia Gandhi, everyone. P.V. Narasimha Rao as leader of opposition. Never they behaved like this, number one. Number two, Khatakat, Khatakat, Patapat, Patapat. Today he says about, this grip. He lost the grip of politics in 2014. He lost the grip of politics in 2019. He lost the grip of 2024. Then what do you say? That is why leader of opposition was branded by the leader of the House, Mr. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as Balak Buddhi. Now you see, you must also show another clip. When Ashwini Vaishnav and Mr. Prahlad Joshi are holding a press conference about the data, he barged in and he says, let us also come in the frame. When Bittu went into the house, he says Bittu is a traitor. And today in the Jagadambika Pal, he says you are an ex-congressman. You must know that. So these are all jokerism. That is what Mr. Hardeep Puri very nicely coined the word master of jokerism. My understanding is he is the shadow Prime Minister of India. He must behave well for the country's benefit.
Is there a Rajagopalan, you've been in Parliament and you're very, very experienced. You have 2 decades more experience than me. You're a very senior journalist. We respect you greatly. My question, Mr. Rajagopalan, is this, that do you perceive a behavioral pattern here, a behavioral problem that we must start talking about openly rather than playing down?
His eyes are not properly, having, and moreover, his body language is there. In your editorial, you gave some sort of a hint. I also admire what you described it. He has some health issues.
Well, I don't know, but some problems are emerging. Deepak, Farasi, Faizan, Deepak, Priyanka. I'll go to the other issues now very soon. But aren't you all concerned? We need a strong opposition in this country. Let there be no doubt, Priyanka. I am one of the great believers. We do not have a strong opposition. That is our greatest weakness. But when you see this particular speech and this, the way he's spoken, your thoughts on it, please.
I think, Arnab, it is for this reason that perhaps Pradhan Mantri Modi can also get away with saying things like 50 crore ki girlfriend and bhains chura lenge, gain chura lenge, Mangal Sutra chura lenge. So I think it suits his politics as well. That is why maybe recently Pradhan Mantri Modi, I think about 3 days ago, he called Rahul Gandhi a Shatir Dimag from trying to brand him a pappu for past 10 years. Now he's suddenly a Shatir Dimag. Because you see, it suits the politics of BJP and Congress that the narrative stays constrained to this and the important issues are ignored. Or say, recently it pained me when I saw, for example, when Mamata Banerjee was fighting in the Supreme Court with the SIR issue, that issue was completely diluted because Rahul Gandhi said something before the parliament. So you're saying
Priyanka, you're saying that Rahul Gandhi's antics take the attention away from the other substantial issues that the opposition raises.
I think, having said that, I will also have to concede that certain important issues were raised because the similar issues were raised by Arvind Kejriwalji, similar issues were raised by Akhilesh Yadav, and today Rahul Gandhi also raised those issues. So I'm looking forward to you coming to debating on those issues because I also saw your discomfort and your... you tried to prod Piyush Goyalji a lot on that one clause when there was no answer forthcoming, although you agreed to most of the other things. I wish you had prodded a bit more on the agriculture sector, which I look forward to debating with you right now.
Okay, we will go entirely to that. Shall we move to that, Deepak, and let go of the Rahul Gandhi issue? At this point, let's change the top band. Okay. You want to comment on Rahul's behavior? Then we can. Otherwise, we'll change the top band. Who compromised? Or we'll make the top band into trade deal debate and carry on with that. You want to talk about Rahul? Trade deal debate, yeah. Yes. And the bottom grid can also change, yeah. Yes.
Arnab, I don't want to get into details because one of our panelists was quite upset when the introductory remarks on Rahul. But I would like to be kind on him today. And I would like to thank Mr. Rahul Gandhi for my weekly entertainment, which was filled with conspiracy theories, melodrama, acquisitions, and duplicate Gandhi Gyan. The point here is that his speech, is it a shoot and scoot or a spit and run? I mean, getting into that, before coming on to any debate, I spent a few hours on reading up and preparing myself. But when it comes to a topic on Mr. Rahul Gandhi, I don't need to do so much of reading, and it saves me a lot of time. So I would like to be thankful to him on that
okay,
also.
we'll give that
So
a
my
pass.
first-
We'll give that a pass. Let's go to the main debate then, Deepak. Let's go to the main debate. Let's go to the main debate. Okay, you want to make a point, Deepak? Yeah, go on. Complete your point. Let Deepak complete his point. We are going to a substantial debate now. Yes, Deepak. Let Deepak complete.
I mean, my favorite today was he was talking about the grip and about the martial art, jiu-jitsu and all that. I mean, after looking at it, I said, what is his infatuation with this grip? So the point here is Mr. Gandhi has no grip on himself and his launches. He has no grip on his party. He has no grip on his alliance. He has no grip on elections, and he has no grip on politics. And that is the reason he's infatuated with that word grip. He was going on and on about it. So when he was talking, I've seen a lady MP sitting right behind him on the screen. She was smiling. And that caught my attention. And then I looked at the other members behind, and they were all confused about their future. I mean, you can look at their faces. I mean, it says volumes. These are my opening comments. Arnab.
Okay, I'd like to now open up to the trade deal debate, shall we, gentlemen? And I wish to bring in Faizan and open that up. Tuin, let's move to the real subject. Faizan, I would like you to tell us anything, in terms of the trade deal, because that's been a subject of debate in Parliament and outside, right? Apart from the question of whether we have agreed or not to stop the purchase of Russian oil, which aspect of the deal do you feel is a compromise? I couldn't find any substantially there.
There are a lot of them. Mr. Goswami, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I wanted to respond to the Rahul Gandhi thing about the stand-up comedy, but let's not waste time there.
Yes, let's
but
not.
All those who are having a good time listening to what Mr. Rahul Gandhi is saying, I'm sure you have listened to A plus B, that becomes 2AB, then cloud mein radar chupa do, plane छुपा दो, climate नहीं change हुआ, हम बदल गए हैं, गटर से गैस बना लो. Have a good laugh on that. That was being said by Honorable Prime Minister. चलिए, moving on. So as far as the trade deal is concerned, Mr. Goswami, I was reading this article of Indian Express. It was published on 6 February 2026. It says that the U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins and USDA spokesperson have categorically said that now this trade will, this deal will focus on reduction in tariffs and non-tariff barriers, and there'll be reforms in overall general subsidy, that program that India follows. Now, just viewers, you just listen to this very carefully. For a very long time, Americans have been speaking that the MSP program of India is giving undue advantage to the Indian farmers. And to provide a level playing field, this MSP program should be done away with. So if the Narendra Modi government under pressure has agreed to do this, MSP, first of all, they are not able to provide as per the Swaminathan Commission's recommendation. Whatever MSP the farmers of India are getting, that's a safety net. If just to please Trump can I ask you a follow-up on that? Faizan?
May I just... Faizan, my follow-up to you on that is...
Sir, just a second.
Okay.
Just let me complete this point.
Okay.
If unfortunately this is going to happen, which it looks like it is going to happen, then as per OECD, Indian farmers are suffering the most, and it is only happening because of bad government policies. So Narendra Modi has decided to ruin whatever little happiness Indian farmers have just to please Donald Trump and America. This is unfortunate, and as an opposition party, we stand with the farmers and we won't let this happen.
Okay, now, as you, before I get you to respond, I want to go to Priyanka. Priyanka, I'm sure you'll agree with me that what has been claimed by Faizan here is not in the Indo-US trade deal. And I will appeal to you as a responsible chief spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party to tell the spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party not to indulge in speculation. The words that he has used, right, which is that there will be a change in the subsidy program of the country, is nowhere, I repeat, nowhere in the text and content of the trade deal or the framework announced or released either by the White House or our Commerce Ministry. It's not that. Priyanka?
Express news on 6th
I'm sorry.
Of November.
One minute.
You
want to go by an Indian Express article.
Yeah.
I want to go by. I want to go by. I want to go by. 1 minute. I want to go by. 1 minute. I want to go by what has been announced in text. Now you said that this whole thing has been put out on the 6th, which means the copy for this was written on the 5th. It went to publish on the 5th. Can you tell me kindly, dear sir, when is it that the text of the trade deal came out? As far as I remember, it was in the early morning of Sunday, because that is the morning. My interview with Piyush Goyal was that night. Sunday was, if I'm not mistaken, today being 11th, Tuesday being 10th, Monday being 9th, Sunday being 8th. The text and detail of the deal comes out on 8th morning, India time. The article you are quoting of the Indian Express has gone to copy on 5th. Since then, we have the substantial part of the trade deal. And there is no mention of any change of subsidy program, so take that back. This will not be allowed. This I will not allow on my program, everyone on. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. No, this is wrong. This is Faizan, I caught you.
The details to be disclosed.
Why
isn't the government disclosing when you were countering Piyush? You constantly kept asking what is going to happen about
everyone
the Russian
on
oil. He kept evading that.
Yes,
question.
I asked. That's my job to ask. My question is. You said no. Ye speculative ho gaya. You see, 1 minute. I go to Tohin again. You are saying that the government of India is stopping the subsidy program for farmers. The text of the deal may 1 minute. You're speculating it may, might, if, when.
Rollins said in the newspaper interview.
Faizan, it is not in the text of the deal as announced by both Washington and Delhi.
Hey, what she said, they are looking for this.
Looking for, you can look for, you can look up to, you can set up a, you can want to set up a cooperative housing society on Moon. Looking for से क्या होता है नहीं ना?
नहीं है, अगर है
checkmate हो गया. Today Faizan, I've checkmated you. Tohin.
Arnab, as you have seen on your show also and in Parliament, all the criticism of this opposition is speculative in nature. They are hallucinating issues which don't exist. The facts are, number one, barring about 5 products, agricultural products, which includes red sorghum, tree nut, dried distiller's grain, fresh processed fruit, and soya bean oil, which, by the way, has, imports of which have existed for many decades. Barring these 5 products, the entire agriculture sector, including the dairy sector, including the poultry farming sector, stands fully protected from the Indo-US trade deal. That is
also wrong.
No. 1 minute. Priyanka will counter now. 1 minute. Tuhin versus Priyanka. Set the windows up.
Please allow me to complete. Please allow me to complete.
It's Tuhin.
Since they are obsessing over the intent of India making
that is an incorrect reading,
purchases, please know that is an intent. That word has been very clearly, corrected for the understanding of our opposition and, for better assimilation of everyday. Point is, Arnab, in just the last 5 years, starting 2021, do you know the value of Indian, allow me to complete, please. You will get your turn. I don't speak when others speak. You should have that.
It's a big debate right now. She's going to speak after he finishes.
In the last 5 years, coming to the other section.
I will let you.
I won't get as much uninterrupted.
You will get as much time after he finishes.
Manufactured. Arnab, do you know the value of India manufactured mobile phones to US in merely the last 5 years? Prior to last 5 years, the value was 0. Today we are exporting India manufactured phones to US to the tune of $20 billion. So please have some trust in our entrepreneurs, in our exporters. They will live to the occasion. They are not failures like this.
But it would be appropriate.
Finally, one very important point.
It would be appropriate. Tuhin, allow me to come in, please. Tuhin, allow me to come in, please.
Just one last.
No, because viewers have expectations, Tuhin. And you must understand, Tuhin, that today Republic Media Network is the only large news network in the country which is not corporate owned. So people expect these questions to be asked on Republic. They may not ask on other channels owned by business houses. But because businesses will see contracts from government, they have business with government. Hamara kya? If I don't ask these questions, nobody will. And if anyone's telling me, oh, you did a good job questioning Piyush Goyal, that's my job. That's not, I'm just doing my job, good or bad. Question is, you will have to substantially prove today, Priyanka, because you said, I am looking forward to debating agriculture. You will have to substantially prove and not, like Faizan, get into speculation. Because you have to substantially prove that there has been a compromise of farmers, not think, I think it may. No. Because, the fact of the matter is that all sensitive items have been kept out of the deal. No relief has been given to the US on meat, poultry, dairy, soybean, maize, rice, wheat, sugar, millets and fruits. This is 90%. So, now over to you. Please prove where the government compromised. And Deepak can respond, anyone can respond to you. Priyanka Kakkar.
Let me first begin by the misleading information given by Tuhin. One is that we are not manufacturing, we are assembling, and the assembly is also happening through the engineers that we bring in through China, who also were recalled during Operation Sindoor, if you will remember that incident. About 3,000 were recalled. We are not yet manufacturing. If we were, sir, our manufacturing would be at a higher pedestal than it was pre-2014, but that is not the case. It is either stagnant or has dipped. Make in India is a complete and utter failure, sir. Your own budgets that you have presented year after year, they prove it. One thing.
I object to that. I will respond to that.
When it comes to this trade deal, my first objection to it is, yes, please do. My first objection to this trade deal is whatever is available on paper as it now, because I understand it is still ongoing, and we will only see the facets of it when it starts, when it is in motion. So my first objection is, how can I agree? How can any Deshbhakt agree that we will be monitored by US whether or not we purchase the Russian oil, and if it is concluded by the US that India is in violation and is purchasing any amount of Russian oil, we will be imposed a tariff of 25% or higher. This is my first major objection to this deal, where we have compromised on our sovereignty, which as a great nation to me is not acceptable. Second is, when you talk about agriculture products, sir, I think even this is vague, Arnab. It is not set in stone. It is not in as many words. It has the word etc. And I think, not going into conjecture at the moment, but what I have seen with, for example, for cotton, when in August, when these talks were in progress, Modi government, it allowed the import of US cotton at zero tariff. Resultantly, our cotton farmers in India suffered a lot, because this happened in August. By that time, our cotton farmers had already sowed the seeds. And by the time the harvest was ready, the Modi government allowed US cotton to be imported for free, which turned out to be much cheaper than Indian cotton, and a farmer suffered, and there were large-scale protests.
No, there are some. Okay, Deepak will. Priyanka.
So where is the protection of textiles?
Priyanka, I'll get Deepak to respond. Tuhin, I'll come to you in a minute. I know you're touchy on the manufacturing issue. The point I want to make today is that historically, India has excluded agriculture from FTAs because to safeguard domestic livelihoods, which is a very good thing. That is why I supported the Prime Minister when he said, I will not compromise. Now we are going through a verification process. As they say, trust but verify. Let's go through a verification process, nothing wrong with that. The question is, assume, Deepak, I don't trust Donald Trump. Donald Trump says that India will reduce their tariffs and non-tariff barriers against the US to zero. Assume, Deepak, that I don't trust Donald Trump, I trust the joint statement. The joint statement says India will eliminate or reduce tariffs on all US industrial goods and a wide range of food and agricultural products. Lot of things are left unspecified, rightly so, as Priyanka says. You must specify. You are keeping the wording vague in the joint statement in order to arrive at a deal. Now, vagueness, and Deepak, I know you've been in business, you're a good businessman. Vagueness is bad in business. You agree with me on that? Either you eliminate tariffs or don't eliminate tariffs on industrial goods. And what are those food or agricultural products which are not specified in the joint statement? My point being, Deepak, the joint statement could have been 20 pages, 30 pages, 40 pages. It's been kept 2 pages. You are not going into specifics. You are not telling me whether we have given up on Russian oil. You are coming across with an interim agreement, interim arrangement. Interim arrangement. So there's a lot of vagueness, Deepak, you agree with this, right? This vagueness is not good. The people of India will want some kind of a further explanation on this. If not today, then tomorrow.
Arnab, let me start with your question. Yes, it's work in progress is what I want to say for what you said. And the other people who is talking about Rahul Gandhi, do you really take him so seriously is the point I would like to start with. After the secret agreement they had with China, the trade deficit with China just in 10 years has gone up to 2,800%. Can you believe that? And I would like to point out one more thing. East India Company, the British rule, all the Europeans took 250 years to drop our share of world GDP from 24% to 4%. And when they left us at our worst, we were still the 5th largest economy. But when Congress came in, from that stage, they dropped our economy just in 40 years to the 16th rank globally. And
no, you're not answering my question. What was my question? My question, Deepak, is if you may allow me, Deepak, my question is, why is there vagueness?
It is work in progress.
Because it is work in progress. Ratnakar Tripathi, he's saying it is work in progress. The government must be congratulated for getting a deal done, hence to safeguard the immediate interests of the Indian economy. Because, you know, if you don't have a deal, then opposition will go and say textile sector is being affected, others are being affected. If you have a deal, then you'll say there has been a compromise. What could you have done better, Ratnakar Tripathi?
We did better. We always did better. You are allowed to ask questions to us. They are not allowing. Are these IAS babus, bureaucrats?
India from 5th to the 16th rank.
Please don't interrupt.
How did you do?
In 40 years, you ruined the country. From 4th rank, you've taken India to 16th rank in just 40 years.
Mr. Deepak, I know your political understanding. You couldn't identify Kumari Shelja. And all the grips you were saying, you were reading like this. Like a child from the book.
Can you stop being personal with the TDP spokesperson? Why are you being personal with the TDP spokesperson, Mr. Deepak Reddy?
No, please. Please, doctor.
It's a rubber. It's a rubber from Rahul Gandhi. I can understand.
That is the intent of
I can understand.
Don't interrupt. Deepak ji,
I can understand. I think it's
Deepak ji, many thousands and lakhs of people are laughing at you. Please, don't interrupt me.
You belong to the same club.
You don't interrupt me. You don't have that wit. You don't have that wit, intelligence and knowledge. So please shut up.
I mean,
the word is shut up.
You should be ashamed.
Please don't use the word shut up.
India from
Please don't use the word shut up to a panelist, a fellow panelist.
It's a serious debate.
It's a serious debate. Can we not bring it down to shut up, you shut up, I shut up? I don't want that. Mr. Tripathi, okay, Deepak. Mr. Tripathi.
Yes.
Mr. Tripathi. Now you listen to me, please. When I say this, please listen to me, sir. Listen to me.
Yes.
And don't stop me in the middle. You sold the country, and I'll tell you why. You signed the 2008 Indo-US nuclear deal, agreeing to a permanent IAEA safeguard on 14 of India's 22 reactors, and committing to continue the moratorium on nuclear testing. Under you and Manmohan Singh, you gave America the keys to our nuclear program. You sold the country. You want me to give you more examples?
Okay. No, you give thousands of them.
I'll give you one more example. Only one more example I will give you, Ratnakar Tripathi. You signed the 1954 Panchsheel Agreement, the first international treaty recognizing China's full sovereignty over Tibet, removing India's buffer with China, you sold the country. Am I right, Rajagopalan?
I'll give one
You
more.
sold the country.
And sending food grains
One
to
more
the Chinese army to
Daniel Patrick
Indus Water Treaty.
Moynihan.
Indus Water Treaty.
Indus Waters Treaty, you sold the country.
I'll give one more instance.
Tuin is debating now.
Indus Water Treaty.
Daniel Patrick,
do that.
one more point where they sold the interests of the country. Arnab, they introduced, they facilitated the entry of CIA in India's local politics. They facilitated the entry of CIA in India's internal politics. And I am quoting from Daniel Patrick Moynihan's, who was US ambassador to India during Nixon's time. I'm quoting from his book as re-narrated by Paul Megar, historian. Indira Gandhi allowed the entry of CIA in India's politics, and she got them to fight the Congress party in elections in Kerala and West Bengal. Apologize to the country today. You must apologize to the country. This is on record. And again, coming to Rahul Gandhi's behavior, if you may allow me 30 seconds, Arnab, we are prepared to discuss the India-US trade deal on merit. We are prepared to discuss the national security on merit, but the problem is with Rahul Gandhi's chichodapan. Allow me to use that word chichodapan. I normally don't use it. It's with the cheap flippancy, the choice of words that he uses in parliament. Suddenly he calls somebody from his own, party an ex-member Gaddar. These are things which India...
Okay, now moving back to the deal, now moving back to the trade deal, I go to Priyanka Kakkar and Faizan so we can go to the substantial parts of the deal again. I think one of the biggest victories, Faizan and Priyanka, in the trade deal has been the way that we have countered America on genetically modified crops. And you saw, Faizan, I asked a straight question to Piyush Goyal. The US is the biggest exporter of GM agricultural products, yet India refused market access. India has refused market access to GM crops. You should be proud of that, Faizan.
No, there are certain things, Mr. Goswami. First of all, when Tuhin was saying that you invited CIA, please tell me who invited ISI. You are the first government who did that. And you made sure that they see our military installations. So that's very unfortunate, Tuhin. So you are in no position to point fingers at anyone else. And apart from that, Mr. Goswami, I would want to ask this to Bharatiya Janata Party and its supporters, that what is this...
But why aren't you answering my question on GM crops? Why aren't you answering my question on GM crops? Because it is inconvenient to you.
Okay,
You look at Priyanka, she's also quiet on the GM crops issue.
Mr. Goswami, just let me...
You know, it will help our farmers in Punjab, where you are in power.
Right, sir. Sir, first of all, just...
Arnab, I am saying that...
Okay, one of you, please, one of you. Faizan, let Faizan complete, then I'm coming to you, Priyanka. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Tuhin was bragging about red sorghum and soybean oil. That's the only food item you have allowed to import. My dear friend, would you please tell me what will be the repercussions? These items are very cheap. They'll be imported from US, and what will happen to the maize and soybean farmers in India? As it is, American farmers get a lot of subsidies. There will be no competition for
They don't get access. You have not read the deal.
No competition for Indian farmers.
You are not read the deal, Faizan.
You know, he has...
To countering.
Even aware that the imports of these products have existed for decades. Tree nuts, for example, let me quote a very specific figure, 2020 figure. Out of the total $1.7 billion imports of agricultural products from US, only tree nuts qualified for 1 billion. So tree nuts and all of these four products the imports of these have existed for decades. It is not that they are starting afresh. Please understand that. You are not aware of facts like Rahul Gandhi.
These products weren't imported.
Your entire, criticism is speculative in nature.
The farmers who grow maize and soybean, they were protected earlier, Tuhin. Don't make a wrong statement here. You have put
soybean oil has been exempted, not soybean per se.
Soybean farmers. under scanner. Now there'll be a lot of problem for them because they are not going to compete, won't be able to compete with the American farmers in this sector because they, as it is, get a lot of.
Arnab, this is not speculative that the US
this is not speculative.
Secretary to add.
One minute. Let's get Priyanka in. Priyanka, what? Priyanka, can you take a question?
US farmer.
Priyanka, can you take a question?
Yes, of course I can.
See, Priyanka.
Yes.
Let's look at straight things. You know, the thing is that, for example, textile sector. Congress has been talking about textile sector. Do you know the entire American market now is open for Indian exporters? Tariff comes down to 18% from 25%. We are in a better position than China or Vietnam.
From 3% to 18%. No, we aren't. They have the GSP status. Arnab, you know that. You know that. I expect better from you. They have the GSP status. When they go and sell their products, it had 0% tariff. Vietnam has 0% tariff on textiles. So does Bangladesh, so does Pakistan.
Can I assure you
they don't pay any tariff. We will 18%.
Yeah, we'll pay 18%. China has 30%. Pakistan has 19%. And Vietnam has 20%.
34.
Vietnam has 20%. You're not sure about your numbers, Priyanka.
No, and then it's either reciprocal or they have the GSP status. Arnab, you can check me on this. Anytime people from Vietnam.
No, but you moved away from agriculture because you've not been. I asked you straight, prove to me that there has been a compromise on agriculture.
I am ready to take on any topic, but you just told me that Vietnam will be charged 20%, which is incorrect. And now you want to move to agriculture.
Vietnam has a tariff of 20%, which is correct.
Let's present the correct facts.
How is that incorrect?
Also, it has GSP
How is that
status,
incorrect? Just because
AAP
is saying it's incorrect, it is incorrect.
They have the
Arnab, let me also assure you that by mid-March, when this deal is formalized, when this deal is formalized by mid-March, let me assure you that 45% of the products will enjoy a far lesser tariff than 18%. 18% is the upper limit. There are lots and lots of materials which include generic medicine, which includes the sector, which includes gems, which will get 0% tariff.
No, Priyanka, if you are saying, Priyanka, if you are saying that, Tuhin is lying, one minute, Priyanka, let me come in. If you are saying that Tuhin is lying, then I would want you to prove that he is lying. As far as I know, Indian tea is zero duty.
I am saying
Indian coffee is zero duty. Copra, coconut oil, vegetable oil, Brazil nuts, cashew nuts, chestnuts, several fruits, vegetables, all zero duty. You don't think this will help our farmers?
Your point is, therefore, US should sit on our head and tell us.
What do you mean sit on our head?
Not because they have reduced.
Where did the sit on the head? That's a subjective comment. It has nothing to do with the trade deal.
US to monitor India. How can you accept it? You were not very comfortable with this either. You tried to get an answer. You didn't. This was one bit.
No, you are going now to the Russian oil issue.
I'm uncomfortable with this fact.
No, you are going to the Russian oil issue. Rajagopalan shaking his head. Rajagopal, what do you? Rajagopal.
Priyanka Kakkar is changing.
Rajagopalan is saying something to Priyanka.
My simple understanding is India will be first.
I'm not Rajagopalan.
India first.
No.
That is the Narendra Modi's topic. Don't go to oil. Don't go to Venezuela. Don't go to Russian oil. Don't divert the issue. What Arnab asked you about the Punjab farmers on cotton. Why you are not replying to that? Cotton is a major subject for that.
And dairy, Rajagopalan, I am telling Priyanka, imagine, Priyanka, if the government had compromised on dairy, I would have been the first to criticize the government. Has it compromised anything on dairy? You tell me.
The government would have fallen tomorrow.
But it won't, so you are upset.
Tomorrow.
You are upset because the government won't fall. Aapko issue nahi mila.
Not nuclear deal, where Samajwadi Party...
No, Deepak, no, so you are looking at it politically. Deepak, she let on. Deepak. Okay, so she says, Priyanka says, if the government had compromised on dairy, government would have fallen.
The cow is fed all kinds of meat. You think that dairy will be permitted in our country and this government will stay?
Let me remind you, that the pain is that, there is no backlash from the people. That's pretty much what you can see in the Congress or the India ecosystem today. Trump has clearly said he wants to get out of the WTO. The multi-fiber agreement which came out of the GATT is also in transition now. So all these things are going to get reviewed. So it's not the end of the world. So trying to make an issue out of nothing is not a right thing. But one last statement I would like to make before I get out, Arnab. I specifically want to raise the Tibet issue. Jawaharlal Nehru has sent food to the Chinese army to occupy Tibet.
Faizan says don't go to Nehru.
And once Tibet was occupied,
Faizan says don't go to Nehru. Faizan is responding. 1 minute. I don't want to go to Nehru either tonight. 1 minute. Deepak, let Faizan counter you on this. Yeah, Faizan.
1 second. So you send food.
Okay.
You send food
Deepak,
to the Chinese army
would
to
you just please
occupy Tibet, and then you ask Dalai Lama to come in. Is this incompetence? Or is this, Tughlaq? I don't know. Is this treachery? So one side.
I'll tell you what is treachery. I'll tell you what is treachery. Mr. Deepak, I'll tell you what is treachery. I don't know. I don't want to speak over you.
This is the classic politics.
Okay, Deepak, he has to counter you. I'm running short of time, please.
You have betrayed the interests of this nation.
Okay. So, Mr. Deepak, since you went to Pandit Nehru, so let me go a few decades back, even further. It was when Shama Prasad Mukherjee decided to make a government with Fazlul Haq, who had already announced the Lahore resolution. So kindly don't lecture us on who the traitors of
Okay, now all I'll say, please. Okay, now what I'll say, can I make an observation when I'm ending the debate? Can I make an observation? No, I would like to say today, I want to give a rare compliment. Tuhin, 1 minute. Tuhin and Deepak, while you were well prepared and Rajagopalan made a few valid points, the only point I want to end is that Priyanka Kakkar and Faizan are both much younger to Rahul Gandhi, have made points, have criticized the government well, and made substantial questions on the government without behaving like Rahul Gandhi. So I want to just end everyone on by complimenting them. This is the way opposition should behave. Then it's a serious debate.
Exactly. Both of them should be made as members of parliament.
No. Yeah, they will be, I'm sure, one day. But my problem is, Rajagopalan, it is not, the problem is we don't have a strong opposition in parliament.
Party. Let me sound a note of caution for Rahul Gandhi and this Congress party. Please debate the India-US trade deal on merit.
Please debate, like we've had a debate on merit today. That would be excellent. I support that. And I want to close by saying, have a debate on merit. Have serious points. Criticize the government. Tear them apart, but on facts, not with drama. I'll see you tomorrow evening. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।